Hello and welcome. You're watching Express News. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj, and in this edition, we give you top 100 news of the day. So let's get started. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar welcomed foreign affairs and expatriates of Palestine, Warsan Agha Bekian Shaheen. Both exchanged views on the Gaza peace plan and regional developments. The leaders also reviewed development cooperation between the two nations and agreed on initiatives to take it forward. In the run-up to the India-Arab Foreign Ministers meeting, Jaishankar also met with the FM of Libya, Al-Tahir SM El-Baur in New Delhi on Friday. The leaders held productive discussions on advancing our cooperation in trade, business, infrastructure and energy domains. The External Affairs Minister also met the Foreign Minister of Sudan, Muhyiddin Salim Ahmed Ibrahim. Dr. Jaishankar reiterated India's position for an end to violence in Sudan and return to dialogue. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met with Comoro's Foreign Minister, Ministre Mbaye Mohammed on Friday. They discussed cooperation in health, sports, infrastructure and capacity building and agreed on the importance of more frequent engagements between the two countries. Minister Jaishankar also met with the Secretary General of League of Arab States, Ahmed Aboul Gheit. The leaders held a wide-ranging conversation about strengthening cooperation across various domains and also exchanged views on the recent developments in the region. On the death anniversary of Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi, President Draupadi Murmu attended the Sarva Dharma Prarthana Sabha, or the all-religious prayer at Rajghat, and offered tributes to Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan also paid floral tributes at the memorial, reaffirming commitment to Gandhian ideals of peace and unity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid floral tributes at Rajghat to the Father of the Nation. He remembered his timeless ideals continue to guide our nation's journey. Later in the evening, PM Modi attended the interfaith prayer meeting at Gandhi Smriti in New Delhi. India on January 30th observes the death anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. The day is also observed as Martyrs' Day to pay tribute to all freedom fighters and martyrs who laid down their lives for India's independence and unity. India's Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ashwini Vaishnav launched Impact Agenda Leadership Reflections at a press conference on the upcoming India AI Impact Summit. Minister Vaishnav highlighted that India is hosting biggest ever AI summit next month. The summit will be attended by 15 heads of state or governments. India has reaffirmed its leadership in the global energy landscape at the closing ceremony of India Energy Week 2026 in Goa on Friday. The final day also celebrated innovation with awards recognizing excellence across startups, academia and industry. Union Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri highlighted India's resilient energy strategy to ensuring energy security, affordability and sustainability amid geopolitical uncertainties. Home Minister Amit Shah laid the foundation stone for construction of new assembly complex in Dibrugarh along with multiple development projects including Institute of Wildlife Health and Research and Phase 1 of Khanikar Stadium. Addressing the gathering, Home Minister congratulated Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma on achieving the great feat of making a second assembly building in the second capital of Assam and also congratulated all Dibrugarh citizens on becoming the citizens of Assam's second capital. On the recent India-European Union Free Trade Agreement, India's Union Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal said that India and the EU members have complementary strengths and can work together as a force multiplier. Piyush Goyal also stated that the country's goods and services exports have registered positive growth so far this year up to January 21st despite global economic uncertainties. The 11th edition of the staff talks between the Indian Navy and the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force concluded successfully in New Delhi on Thursday. Naxalism or left-wing extremism, which gripped Bastar in Chhattisgarh for over 4 decades, is now on the verge of becoming history. Once known for violence, landmines and gunfire, Bastar, according to the administration today, is scripting a new identity of peace, trust and development. Indian equity benchmark indices traded lower on Friday. Nifty was down 98.25 points at 25,320.65. At close, Sensex was down 296.59 points to settle at 82,269.78. The Indian rupee gained 9 paise and was 91.9 against US dollar on Friday. Gold futures maturing on 5th of February were priced at 1,60,750 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for 5th of March maturity stood at 3,43,000 rupees per kilograms on the MCX. US President Donald Trump nominated Kevin Warsh as the next Federal Reserve Chair. Bitcoin slumped a 2-month low on Friday. The decline extends its losses from the previous session. Shares of Hong Kong-listed CK Hutchinson fell 5.5% on Friday, reflecting investor concerns over recent developments affecting the company. Indonesia's main stock index rose 1.7% on Friday, recovering after 2 days of sharp losses. The rebound came after regulators promised to raise the minimum public shareholding for listed companies, easing market concerns. Apple beat Wall Street estimates for quarterly revenue powered by strong demand for its iPhones, with CEO Tim Cook telling that demand for the latest handsets was staggering. US President Donald Trump said that he was planning to talk to Iran, saying we have a lot of very big, very powerful ships sailing to Iran right now, and it would be great if we didn't have to use them. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said that the US military will be prepared to carry out whatever President Donald Trump decides on Iran to ensure Tehran does not pursue nuclear weapons capability. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi met with his Turkish counterpart Hakan Fidan on Friday as Ankara leads a diplomatic push to mediate between Tehran and Washington. Addressing a press conference, the Iranian Foreign Minister said that Iran is ready to resume nuclear talks with the United States on an equal footing. Syria's government and Kurdish forces have struck a landmark agreement to gradually integrate Kurdish military and civilian institutions into the Syrian state. Multiple West Asian countries called on US and Iran to resume dialogue to solve their differences and work toward de-escalating regional tensions. European Union on Thursday designated Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist group. EU also adopted sanctions targeting 15 individuals and 6 entities responsible for serious human rights violations in Iran. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said that repression cannot go unanswered. Any regime that kills thousands of its own people is working toward its own demise. The Trump administration on Thursday broadly eased US sanctions on Venezuela's oil industry to encourage higher production, allowing US companies to engage in routine activities involving Venezuelan crude and state oil firm PDVSA, from production and transport to refining and sales. Venezuela's acting president Delcy Rodriguez called the changes a historic leap and said Venezuela was taking important steps after speaking with President Donald Trump. Trump also said that he planned on opening up Venezuela's airspace after a discussion with the country's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez. Donald Trump signed an executive order on Thursday threatening to impose additional tariffs on countries that sell oil to Cuba, increasing pressure on Mexico. Cuba's foreign minister slammed US President Trump's executive order threatening tariffs, calling it a brutal act of aggression. Donald Trump and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum spoke on Thursday about trade and security. Both leaders said the call was productive. After UK and China signed several cooperation agreements on Thursday, Donald Trump termed their getting into business with China was very dangerous. Donald Trump also warned Canada that the United States could impose a 50% tariff on all aircraft sold in the country. The Kremlin said on Friday that Russian President Vladimir Putin had received a personal appeal from his US counterpart, Donald Trump, to halt strikes on Kiev until February 1st in order to create a favorable environment for peace negotiations. New Zealand rejected an invitation to take part in US President Donald Trump's Board of Peace on Friday. Other nations, including France, Norway and Croatia, have explicitly turned down invitations. Myanmar's military-backed party has completed a sweeping victory in the country's three-phase general election. The Union and Solidarity Party secured 232 of the 263 seats up for grabs in the lower house and 109 of the 157 seats unannounced so far in the upper chamber. The chief of Indonesia's financial regulator and other officials of the body resigned a day after $80 billion market sell-off. Time for a short break. Keep watching DD India.
One of India's newest states, one of India's oldest lands. Jharkhand is a hidden Welcome to Jharkhand, the land of
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Let's resume. A fire emergency was declared in Argentina as forest blazes near Cholila spread due to high winds and extreme heat. Firefighters faced shifting winds and smoke while thousands of hectares burned across Patagonia. Heavy rains caused the Locos River to overflow in northern Morocco, flooding Qasr El Kabir and forcing residents to evacuate by truck. Russia's Moscow received 14 millimeters of snow in a day, with snow depth exceeding 60 centimeters, but streets remain clear and flights operations remain normal. New York has deployed heated snow hot tubs in lower Manhattan using excavators to dump storm snow into streaming trailers after last weekend's winter storm. As a sign of active calving, large blocks of glacial ice have been seen floating into Nuuk Fjord in Greenland. The region's ice continues to break off into surrounding waters amid ongoing melt. The residents of Kabul are battling freezing winter temperatures with little electricity, relying on wood, coal or even almond shells for heat as power remains unreliable and electric heating unaffordable. India Meteorological Department has issued a yellow alert across the Indian state of Himachal Pradesh as light to moderate rain and snowfall are expected. Himachal Pradesh's Manali received fresh snowfall on Friday, blanketing the town in white. Temperatures remain low as authorities advise travellers to exercise caution on slippery roads. India's national weather forecaster also anticipated dense fog and isolated cold wave conditions over North India, while rain, snowfall and thunderstorms are expected across the northwest. Night temperatures improved marginally in Kashmir as Srinagar recorded 1.3 degrees Celsius on Friday, with a February western disturbance expected to bring rain and snowfall. In Telangana's Mulugu district, New Zealand's Maori tribal performers offered special prayers to tribal goddesses Samaka and Saraka during the Samaka Saralamma Jatara festival. The Kerala Disability Festival opened in Kozhikode, promoting inclusion through events and an experience zone highlighting challenges faced by persons with disabilities. An adult northern elephant seal nicknamed Panchito that was monitored by marine biologists since 2020 appeared on Los Ayala Beach in Mexico's Compostela. Panchito's sudden appearance prompted Mexican Navy to establish an 80-meter security perimeter around the 3-meter-long animal weighing approximately 700 to 900 kilograms. Historic Ramal tramway in Egypt's Alexandria will shut next week for a light rail upgrade, though residents fear fare hikes and the loss of a city landmark. Swiss designer Kevin Zamanier lit up a Paris haute couture week with a bold couture show made from upcycled materials. Models walked in tulle ball gowns, neon cutout dresses and sequined suits finished with dramatic headpieces as Zamanier showcased his love for volume, sparkle and recycled embellishments. Sotheby's is holding its second Saudi Arabia auction, Origins 2, in Diriyah on Saturday, featuring more than 60 works by global icons like Warhol alongside Saudi and Middle Eastern artists. The auction is a part of Vision 2030's push to build a cultural hub. The collection includes a late Picasso estimated at $2 to $3 billion, expected to be the most expensive artwork ever sold in the kingdom. A study of polar bears in Norway's Svalbard found that adult bears have become fatter on average since 2000 despite a sharp increase in ice-free days due to Arctic warming. Researchers say improved access to prey may explain the weight gain trend, but warn that continued sea ice loss could eventually cause bears to lose weight. Iraqi scientists near Basra are using tissue culture technology to mass-produce disease-free date palm seedlings, aiming to revive orchids damaged by conflicts, water scarcity and rising salinity. The lab-grown palms, acclimatized to extreme heat and salt, are already showing far higher survival rates and now make up a growing share of new plantings in the region. Around 50 music memorabilia items from stars including Mariah Carey, Taylor Swift and Eminem will be auctioned on 1st of February during Grammys week to benefit music cares. The highlights of the auction include Carey's pink Cadillac and jet ski from her Las Vegas residency, with the proceeds expected to raise up to $500,000. US President Trump and First Lady attend a premiere of Melania in Washington, D.C. The film offers rare access to the deeply private, enigmatic First Lady. The music industry will hand out its highest honors on Sunday at the Grammy Awards. Artists like Bad Bunny, Kendrick Lamar and Lady Gaga are competing for Album of the Year and a chance to make history. The first look at the Beatles, a 4-film cinematic event, has been released. The project will tell the story of the legendary band across 4 separate films. The period drama Bridgerton has been renewed for season 5, promising more scandals in Regency London. The horror movie Send Help, released in US, Sam Raimi returns with a thrilling survival story starring a new side of Rachel McAdams. Nancy Stelzer, a veteran Hollywood publicist who helped shape how stars and films met the public, passed away at 79. Actor Ranveer Singh's starrer Dhurandhar has officially begun its journey on the digital platform. Indian film Border 2 crossed 200 crores rupees at the worldwide box office. Directed by Anurag Singh, the sequel to the 1997 film Border, released on January 23rd. Actor Alia Bhatt is back with the new film Don't Be Shy. The coming-of-age rom-com is produced by her and her sister Shaheen under Eternal Sunshine Productions. Teaser of the Kerala Story 2 Goes Beyond releases. The teaser offers the first glimpse into the narrative. Australia's Olivia Gadecki and John Peers became the first pair in 37 years to successfully defend the Australian Open mixed doubles title today. In women's singles, Arina Sabalenka is set to clash with 5th seed Elena Rybakina in the final on Saturday. World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz advanced to the men's singles final with a hard-fought 5-set victory over Alexander Zverev. India will take on New Zealand in the 5th and final T20I of the series on Saturday in Thiruvananthapuram. While the series has already been sealed by India, the contest still carries significance with focus on the upcoming ICC T20 World Cup starting February 7. New Zealand have added Ben Sears as travelling reserve to boost their fast bowling stocks for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026. Quinton de Kock's ton helped South Africa beat West Indies by 7 wickets in the second T20I. The Proteas have taken an unassailable 2-0 lead in the 3-match series. Veteran Irish cricketer Paul Stirling surpassed former Indian captain Rohit Sharma's record of the most capped player in men's T20I cricket. Former champions Royal Challengers Bengaluru hammered UP Warriors by 8 wickets in Vadodara to enter the Women's Premier League final. Meanwhile, Gujarat Giants and Mumbai Indians will clash in a crucial encounter today with second spot in the final up for grabs. Indian Grandmaster Divya Deshmukh will make her debut at Norway Chess Women in 2026, becoming the youngest player to compete in the women's tournament. Olympic champion and World Cup winner Crystal Dunn has announced her retirement from professional football. Jamaldeen Jimo Aloba's 87th minute winner powered Aston Villa to a 3-2 win over Salzburg to conclude the opening phase of the Europa League. Italy is entering the final stretch of preparations for the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics with just 1 week to go until the opening ceremony on February 6th. Inside a temporary rehearsal compound near the San Siro Stadium, hundreds of professional dancers finalized their preparations for the opening ceremony of Winter Games. That's it in this edition of Express News. News and updates will continue on DD India. You stay tuned.